With the massive bombshell signing of Arizona Cardinals perennial all-pro cornerback Patrick Peterson, Vikings fans, we're fired up, ready to rock and roll. No, he's not the Pro Bowl all-pro guy that he used to be. Yes, he is 31, and yes, he had a down year in 2020. Don't care. Don't care. You should be fired up about P squared and what he can bring to the Vikings. So here we go. 5 things that Patrick Peterson is going to bring to the Minnesota Vikings defense this year. Let's go. Number 1, veteran leadership. So he's a multi-year captain with the Cardinals, was a 10-year veteran in this league, and he should be able to show the young guys in that cornerback room, Dantzler, Gladney, Boyd, Hand, Dylan Mabin, Mike Hughes, if he's still around, and still has his number 21 number. We'll see what happens with Patrick Peterson. Even though he's not a de facto number 2 defensive back coach like Terrence Newman, even if he doesn't want to go down that route, just by the way he works, prepares, watches film, takes care of his body, handles himself both on and off the field, you will see the benefit matriculate down to the young cornerbacks in that room. And he can be like, hey, I'm an 8-time Pro Bowler. I'm a 3-time first-team All-Pro. I'm a future Hall of Famer. Do what I do, and you can level yourself up as well. Plus, that alpha attitude, that swag on the outside is needed at cornerback, and would like to see more of that from these young guys. Plus, it's not accident that both Patrick Peterson and Dalvin Tomlinson were both team captains, because I think the Vikings realized last year, getting rid of Everson and Linval and just that veteran leadership drain on defense, that wasn't good, especially after injuries to Anthony Barr, Daniil Hunter, as well as eventually Eric Kendricks as well. Next up, thing number 2 that Patrick Peterson brings to the Vikings, stability in the cornerback room. So Cameron Dantzler is primed to be a star, but he's not quite there yet. He was the best rookie corner of the 2020 class. Gladney should and could round out to be a really solid slot cornerback. A little bit of growing pains his rookie year, but that's expected. I did like Harrison Ham, but we need to see more of him on the field. And it did feel like there was room for a veteran cornerback presence. And we advocated guys like Malcolm Butler, a reunion with Mackenzie Alexander. But, I mean, Patrick Peterson certainly fills that bill as well. Him and Dantzler start on the outside, then you have Gladney in the slot, in nickel. Plus, as we pointed out, Zimmer rarely leaves cornerbacks on an island outside of peak 2017 Xavier Rhodes. So Patrick Peterson will benefit from not having to travel and shadow other teams' wide receiver ones and then getting zero safety help, because I think the Vikings will insulate him as he is in his golden years. I don't think he's going to be left all alone like he was in Arizona most of the time, because that was one of the reasons that he struggled, is that Arizona thought that he was the Patrick Peterson 5 years ago. It's like Ron Popeil, just set it and forget it. Put him on the other team's wide receiver one, and it's like, he's not shutting him down? Because he's not Patrick Peterson of 2016? Crazy, right? So I think that playing sides with Dantzler will help, as well as the Vikings play a lot of cover 2 and some cover 3. So I think that will certainly help them as well. Plus, Patrick Peterson had 3 interceptions last year. Vikings cornerbacks total, 3. Treso, 2 by Dantzler and 1 by Harrison Hand. So hopefully that will improve as the cornerback room can become a little bit more ball hawkish. Next up, thing number 3 that Patrick Peterson brings to the Vikings, potential move to safety. So as much as we hyped up Patrick Peterson being hidden, lack of a better term, hidden as a cornerback on the Vikings defense, if one of the young guys steps up, say Harrison Hand is completely killing it during offseason and training camp, and then all of a sudden, he needs to be on the field more, 38 special, and then if no one is brought in at safety, or the Vikings don't draft a safety day 1, day 2, Peterson did say that recently he was open to a move to safety, and it's a well-traveled path. You look at Charles Woodson, Terrence Newman, Aeneas Williams, Corey Chavis, all of them added years to the back end of their career by moving to safety. But given his $10 million a year salary, Vikings probably definitely see him more as a cornerback, since $10 million is nearly franchise tag level safety money at $10.6 million. So I think it is on the table. Eventually, once he is in the building, it is a sunk cost. And if one of the young quarterbacks do step up and Peterson is still open, he's going to be that leader. So could you imagine a safety group in where you have Harrison Smith and Patrick Peterson? I mean, my goodness. It would be nice if that was like 2014, but that's whatever. Next up, thing number 4 that Patrick Peterson brings to the Vikings, punt return ability? Question mark. So the Vikings punt return was amongst the worst in the National Football League in all the major statistical categories in 2020. Chad Muff Beebe, KJ Osborne, the rookie returner who was benched thrice certainly disappointments. Mario Maloof had a big hand in that as well. But now Peterson's age and his status as a starter may preclude him from returning some punts. But remember, Patrick Peterson, back in the day, was a bad mofo returning punts, man. Hasn't returned punts since 2018, but has a career 9.3 yards per return, plus took 4 to the house in 2011. 4. For comparison, Marcus Sherrills, one of the most prolific and underrated punt returners in NFL history, had 5 total for his career. Crazy. And even if he's not that same game breaker anymore, he hasn't actually returned a punt for a score since his rookie year 2011. Just simple things like tracking, securing the football, not letting it bounce, not muffing it, not losing all that hidden yardage would be a big-time asset for the Vikings. Lastly, thing number 5 that Patrick Peterson brings to the Vikings, it lessens cornerback need in the draft. Now, I don't think it takes it off the table for Zimmer because Zim always gets his cornerbacks, blah, blah, blah. But you spent a 1, a 3, and a 5 last year on cornerbacks, and you have Patrick Peterson. Vikings probably don't draft a cornerback high, especially at number 14 overall. But, I mean, if Caleb Farley somehow, some way makes it to 14, okay, I get it. You're going full BPA, and Caleb Farley is definitely that dude. But even if a guy like Patrick Surtain II or J.C. Horn are on board, Vikings could go a lot of different directions because there is going to be a lot of really talented players on board when the Vikings draft. Maybe one of the big 3 wide receivers falls. Maybe Kyle Pitts is there. Offensive line for sure, as well as some of the edge rushers. So, yeah, I get it. Now, I think they could and should take a cornerback day 3, especially with 12 selections, because I love me some Ambry Thomas from Michigan, love me Kelvin Joseph from Kentucky, Shakur Brown from Michigan State as well. But hopefully, Double P just saves Zimmer from himself. So the Vikings, O-line. Darrisaw, no matter what, at 14. Can we do that, please? But yeah, I think Patrick Peterson still has some gas left in the tank. I don't think a 2020 is a reflection of him necessarily. I think that he could have a mini career revival with the Vikings, rejuvenated, new scheme that is going to cater to what he still has left. So we'll get that thing going. But your thoughts? 5 things that Patrick Peterson brings to the Vikings. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post some in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.